Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet and welcome your home team.
Welcome into a snowy Fransburg, Virginia, as we are here at the Double Helix Coliseum for this game between the Batavia Colliders and the Fransburg Revolution. This is the second matchup of these NFC West foes, the first one coming in week 1, and in that game, Fransburg lost in Batavia 20-10. Here's Sean Bolton on the return and Dayon Coleman with the tackle. On 1st and 10, we've got a different quarterback in there, Dylan Finch. Passes across the middle, and that's batted down by Jaquez Price. He's filling in for an injured Benton Johnson, the quarterback the Colliders saw in week 1. Also filling in is Montre Saint. He's filling in for Tyree Anderson, and he's got the sack. He's filled in quite capably these past few weeks. And that'll make it 3rd and 14. Finch throwing for Parks, and DeMarcus Coleman is going to bat that one down. And that's going to bring up 4th and 14, and Colby Wilson is on for the punt. E.J. Foreman back to receive it, and he is stopped after 1 or 2 yards. And now we'll see the Colliders in the snow. McLean back to pass, and he's got Gillespie, and Gillespie cannot hold on. Their leading receiver is also leading the team in drops, unfortunately. And now it's 2nd and 10. Holiday on the delay gets 3 yards before he's tackled by Abram Chapman. That'll make it 3rd and 7. And here's a screen pass to Antoine Paradis, and he finds 18 yards and a first down. McLean under center, and we see a stretch running play to Holiday. He's tackled for no gain by Lakeith Sanders. That'll make it 2nd and 10. And Holiday on the draw play, and he's got some running room. He makes it all the way down to the 19 for a first down. So the Colliders are in the red zone already on their first possession. McLean fakes to Holiday, pulls it down, and he's throwing across the middle, and that one's batted down. He had lots of time, but no receivers. And he forced it into Melquan Potts. So that'll be 2nd and 10. McLean passing for Paradis, and that's nearly intercepted by a diving Dane Strong. And now we're at 3rd and 10. McLean drops it off on the screen, and E.J. Foreman gets 6 but cannot get the first down, and Benton Cannon will come on for the field goal attempt. It is up and through, and the Colliders take an early 3-0 lead. Brennan Vaughn kicks it off, and Bolton will field it, and he is tackled by Carter Sullivan, back up strong safety. On 1st and 10, we'll see what Dylan Finch can do. He hands to Lacey Marsh, and Lacey is tackled by Montre Saint. 2nd and 7, Finch slips, and now he's throwing to Bolton. It looks like Centamuel Cheeseborough is able to knock it loose, bringing up 3rd and 7. Finch is going to operate from the shotgun. Back to pass. He dumps it off to Lacey Marsh, and Marsh runs through DeMarcus Coleman. And he's finally tackled by Elisha Wright and Ramel McBride, but 1st and 10 for the Revolution. No getting away there, as we have Sean Arnold coming through for a sack. He's the team's leading the team in sacks, and that'll be 2nd and 16. Pressure coming, a drop off to Marsh. He's tackled by Karma Fitzgerald, bringing up 3rd and 12. And the end of the first quarter. So 2nd quarter begins. 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, Finch is changing the play. And he's going to pass it deep for Parks. And Parks goes up and gets it. That's a 34-yard completion, tackled by Elisha Wright. Let's see that again. Centamuel Cheeseborough trying to run with them. Misplays the ball, and Elijah Wright's there to tackle, but not before a 34-yard gain. 1st and 10. Finch finds Parks again, and Cheeseborough misplays it again, and now Parks has 2 catches for 50 yards. He was finally tackled by Jaquez Price. Here's a toss play to Lacey Marsh, and he's got some running room. Tackled by Fitzgerald, and it looks like Fitzgerald is hurt on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 3 from the 9. Fransburg moving the ball well. And here's Lacey Marsh up the middle, and he drags Jaquez Price into the end zone with him. Touchdown for the Fransburg Revolution. Lacey Marsh, their talented running back, carries it in. Connor Duncan will come on for the PAT. It is up and through. And here in the 2nd quarter, Fransburg is up 7-3. Here's the kickoff, and E.J. Foreman will field it. Trying to find some running room, he makes it to the 17. Not much room there. 1st and 10 for the Colliders, who moved it well until they got in the red zone last time. Passes up for Melquan Potts into double coverage, and that one is knocked down. Potts has shown consistently that he has a hard time getting open, and quarterbacks have demonstrated consistently that they have a hard time throwing the deep ball. Here's Holiday on the run, and he only gets 2 before Ben Honeycutt tackles him. And now it's 3rd and 8. McLean is operating from the gun, changing the play. And he throws it long for the backup running back, E.J. Foreman. That's too long, and Brennan Vaughn punts it away again. And here comes Richmond, and he's got a nice return before he's finally tackled by Jemmer and Glover. So now up 7-3, the Revolution have the ball again. Dylan Finch hands to Lacey Marsh up the middle. He's met by Price and Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald is writhing on the ground for the 2nd time. So Karma Fitzgerald will go out of the game, and Preston Mahan will come take his place. 2nd and 7. Finch is going to run for it, and he dives forward, sliding in the snow for a 1st down. Fitzgerald has bruised ribs by the look of it. Here's Lacey Marsh again, and he's going to break a tackle of Preston Mahan before he's finally brought down by Elijah Wright. So Mahan comes in and immediately fails. Lacey Marsh again, and this time he's stopped by Jaquez Price. 2nd and 7. Dylan Finch out of the shotgun. Here's a fake to Marsh. He's passing and nearly intercepted by Javik O'Neal. A missed opportunity. He went up for it, and the ball bounced off his hands. 3rd and 7. Finch going to the end zone for Hamida, and Wright nearly intercepts it. Another missed opportunity, and they could have potentially taken points off the board. Here's the field goal kicker, and he puts 3 up. Connor Duncan gives them a 7-point lead after 2 near interceptions could have kept those points off the board. Here's Brendan Polk on the return. Remember that guy? He's moved down the depth chart since his injury, but maybe can work his way back up. Here's McLean. He's got no one open, waits too long, and that's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Holiday up the middle. He's got 5 hard-earned yards. They're going to rush to the line with 1:30 left in the half. McLean hands off to Holiday, and he is met quickly, hammered down short of the marker by Lakeith Sanders. Fransburg calls a timeout to force the punt, and Brennan Vaughn obliges, kicks it away, and we have a fair catch. So with 1:16 left, Fransburg is looking to add points. to their already 7-point lead. Finch back to pass. He lobs this one up for John Parks, but that's too tall for him and for everyone. So 2nd and 10. Finch out of the gun. He dumps it off to the tight end, West. And Blake West is tackled by Najee Hobbs and Elijah Wright, and they rush back to the line. On 3rd and 3, got 4 wide set, operating from the shotgun. Finch back to pass. Here comes the rush, and he throws that one out of bounds, intended for Hamida. And on 4th and 3, Colby Wilson will punt. Foreman back to return. And he muffed it, and it's recovered by Fransburg. It looks like Ben Honeycutt on the recovery. So with 50 seconds left, Fransburg's in scoring position because of the mistake by E.J. Foreman. Sack here by Javik O'Neal as he comes in off his corner spot. Dylan Finch didn't see him. So they push him back 8 yards, and now Finch sneaks it in between Cheeseborough and the safety, and that's a 1st down to John Parks. That was Karma Fitzgerald back in the game, misplaying the ball. Now they're on the 18, so in the red zone, 20 seconds left. Finch back to pass, throws it up, and that's going to be incomplete. 17 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Finch back to pass. He's throwing to the end zone. And that's intercepted. A one-handed interception by Elijah Wright. What a play to keep points off the board. They could have gone up 17-3 there. And it looks like the Colliders are content just to run out the rest of this half. Down by 7. What a play by the star free safety Elijah Wright. He's leading the team in tackles. And probably with that, he's also leading the team in interceptions. Here's Brendan Polk on the return. Gets a few. As we start the second half, Colliders down 10-3. Here's a handoff to Jai Holiday, and he's going to push his way forward. Tough running, gets 5. 2nd and 5. Holiday gets a lane and picks up the 1st down. And McLean's under center. He's going to hand to Holiday again, and this time Holiday is stopped after just 1. And that'll bring up 2nd and 9. McLean will operate from the gun. Hand off to Holiday, and he is stuffed in the backfield by Devin Childs. At 368 pounds, he is no child. McLean on 3rd and 13. He's under pressure, and he's unable to get it away. Hit as he released it. So not the start that they were hoping for in the second half. Quick 3 and out, and they have to punt it away to Richmond. He's tackled by Palmer. There's a flag on the play. And that'll be coming back. Taylor Belt with the hold. So the Revolution will get their first possession of the second half. Finch in the gun. He's under pressure. He drops it off to Parks, and Cheeseborough is able to track him down after a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1. Finch back to pass. He's going to loft this one up, and that's intercepted by Elijah Wright, who just ended the first half. He's got a little bit of a block, and he's got a lane down the sideline, and he's going to score. Elijah Wright with his 2nd interception of the game, and he takes it to the house for a pick 6. Incredible play by the safety. Elijah Wright is destined for the Pro Bowl. There he is picking it off and getting just 1 block, runs down the sideline, and no one's going to catch him as he dives in. We're a PAT away from tying this game, and here comes Benton Cannon, who's going to put it up. Kick is up and through, and just like that, we have a tie ball game here in the 3rd quarter with 3 minutes left. Elijah Wright has 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. And Vaughn set to kick it off. Richmond fields it. And there's Preston Mahan for the tackle. So Dylan Finch coming out on 1st and 10 after the pick 6. Lofts it up, and it's intercepted by Wright again. Wright has his 3rd interception, just like that. Back-to-back interceptions by Elijah Wright. And that's 3 on the game. Unbelievable. And they're still tied here. You'd think with 3 interceptions, they'd be able to build a lead. Here's Holiday on the draw play, and he is up and forward just outside the red zone. He's got a 1st down. 1st and 10. Holiday with a big lane again, and they're going to track him down at the 7, so that's going to be 1st and goal. And now they're on the move. Holiday again. This time he picks up about 2. He's tackled by the defensive tackle, Damon Walls. So 2nd and goal. McLean is going to pass for it. And it's intercepted by L.C. Walters in the end zone. He was looking for Tavares Mason and does not have the arm strength to get it by the safety. So a missed opportunity there, just like the Revolution missed an opportunity at the end of the first half. McLean not showing the zip on the ball that you need if you're going to try to fit that pass in. And so no damage is done by Elijah Wright's 3rd interception. They give it right back. Here's a play fake to Marsh, and DeMarcus Coleman almost intercepts that one. So the quarterback play has been pretty dismal in this game. The conditions may be playing a factor in that. Here's Marsh on the run, and he's got 7. And now it's 3rd and 3 here in the 3rd quarter. Finch slips, and he's able to right himself, but cannot get the pass off in time. So that's going to bring on the punter, Colby Wilson, on 4th and 3. Foreman manages to catch it this time, and he gets a couple. 27 seconds left in the quarter, and we're all tied up. Here's a fake to Holiday, and a miss. That was a wide open Jude Angus, and Greg McLean could not hit him. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And Holiday is stuffed for no gain. And that'll take us into the 4th quarter. All tied up, 10-10 in the snowy conditions of Fransburg, Virginia. McLean not able to get it off in time. He's hit as he released it. And it looks like he's hurt on the play. McLean on the turf. So Brendan Vaughn will kick it away, and we'll have to check in on the quarterback. Richmond on the return. He's got another good return. He's finally stopped. And that's Javik O'Neal. So 1st and 10 for the Revolution. Let's see if they can break this tie. Lacey Marsh on the run. Tackled by Najee Hobbs. And McLean is got a strained Achilles, so he's going to miss a few plays, it looks like. 2nd and 7, man in motion. And Finch is going to hand to Lacey Marsh, and he's going to get 5 on the carry before he's stopped by the defensive tackle Sherman Mosley. 3rd and 2 for Fransburg. Fields in motion. They're going to hand to Marsh again, and why not? Marsh makes it to the outside before he's tracked down by Elisha Wright. He's averaging 7.1 yards per carry in this game. 1st and 10. Finch is pressured by Arnold, and he's runs right into the loving arms of James Hardaway, who records the sack. That'll make it 2nd and 15. So Arnold coming free off the edge. He gets clipped by the running back, but Finch runs right into James Hardaway, who's also free from the right end position. So 2nd and 15. Under center, Dylan Finch back to pass. And he's got John Parks again. Parks is having a huge game. 5 catches for 92 yards. He's got 14 on that play, which will bring up 3rd and 1. Offset eye. Finch hands to Marsh, and it looks like he's got it. He's tackled by Jaquez Price, but the chain gang is coming out, and it looks like they'll measure. And that'll be a first down for Lacey Marsh. 1st and 10. This time a toss to Marsh, and he is met in the backfield. And it looks like Jaquez Price is injured on the play. Jamel Walker hit him in the backfield, so I'm not sure what happened with Price. But that'll be 2nd and 15. Finch tosses it up and out of bounds, missing Parks. And now it's 3rd and 15. Dylan Finch operating from the gun. He's got 2 running backs beside him. He throws to Sean Bolton, and he is tackled by Montrez Saint and Sean Arnold short of the sticks. And here comes the field goal team, and they'll break the tie. That's Connor Duncan for the field goal. And with just over 2 minutes left, Fransburg takes a 13-10 lead. We'll see if the Colliders can get anything going. They've only managed a field goal offensively so far today. Their touchdown coming off the Elijah Wright play. Here's Holiday with a big lane up the middle. And Orland Hamilton is in at quarterback, by the way. He's going to hand off to Holiday again. They might not trust him. Hamilton played a lot in the beginning when McLean was injured, but has 4 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So not their best passer. And they'll give it to Holiday. They might not need him because Holiday converts another one for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 47. They'll hand to Holiday again. This time he stopped pretty quickly. And that'll make it 2nd and 9. Hamilton will pass, and it's a screen pass to Parodi. Parodi gets free again, and that's a first down on the 19-yard play. So they rush up to the line with 50 seconds left. Hamilton trying to change the play, but the crowd noise is making it difficult. So they run the same play again, and Parodi is open again. And he's got another first down. Clock is still ticking, 28 seconds left. Hamilton hands off to Holiday, and Holiday bursts forward, pushes ahead for 4, and they'll call timeout. They've got 1 left. Holiday up the middle, and he cannot get there. He ran into his own lineman. So from the 5, it's 3rd and 3, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. They get the play off, and Holiday is close to the end zone. He makes it all the way down to the 1-yard line, and they call timeout. Amari Jenkins is not taking any chances. They kick the short field goal to tie it up with 1 second left. They're going to try to send this one to overtime. Brennan Vaughn squib kicks it, and that's going to go all the way down to the 5. Where Richmond fields it, and he's tackled, and folks, we're headed to overtime for the first time this season. All tied up, 13-13, low-scoring defensive affair, and they'll do the coin toss to see who gets the first ball. And Revolution have won the toss before they throw the coin. It looks like some home cooking. Might be some cheating going on here in Fransburg, as the Revolution won the toss before the coin was flipped. Bolton fields it, and he is stopped. And here we go. Preston Mahan on the stop, and he hurts Bolton. 1st and 10. Finch is operating out of the shotgun. We've got a 6-minute quarter, and if no one scores, then it's going to be a tie. But Lacey Marsh finds a lot of room before he's decked by Carmen Fitzgerald. He's up to 81 rushing yards. 1st and 10 from the 31. Lacey Marsh again, and again there's a huge lane. Ramel McBride saves the touchdown by tackling him there. Marsh has 100 yards on the day. 1st and 10 from the 50. And Jemmerin Glover stops him in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Remember, he's in for the injured Jaquez Price. So 2nd and 11, ball on the 49. Finch back to pass. Tosses it to E.J. Keys, and James Hardaway is going to tackle him. 3rd and 6 from the 46. Finch under pressure. And that one scooped off the turf by E.J. Keys. And Amari Jenkins was trying to throw the red flag, but no one saw him. So that's going to be a first down. Finch is going to hand to Marsh. But this time, Jemmer and Glover is there to stop him again. 2nd and 9. Dylan Finch operating from the shotgun. He's got all day. No pass rush to speak of. Still waiting. Passes it up. And Centammuel Cheeseborough intercepts it. Huge play by Cheeseborough. He's got a block. He's going to try to cut it to the middle. And he's stopped at the 46-yard line. That ball was thrown up to John Parks. Dylan Finch had all day, but no one could really get open. So there's Hardaway missing. Here's the pass, and Cheeseborough just storms in and picks that one off. And that is huge because they were getting close to field goal range. And now the Colliders have a chance. Holiday runs left, and he gets nothing there. But McLean is back in the game, by the way. And he's going to toss it to Gillespie. Gillespie gets a block from Melquan Potts, and he's loose down the sideline. That's the first catch for the big tight end. He dropped one to start the game. And Brad Gillespie gets him down to the 6. Here's Holiday, and Holiday will score. And folks, that's the end of the game. The interception by Cheeseborough, followed by a 47-yard dump-off pass to Brad Gillespie. Jai Holiday scores a rushing touchdown up the middle. And the Batavia Colliders complete the sweep on Fransburg thanks to Elijah Wright. 3-interception game, including a pick 6 when they needed it most. So here's the play to Gillespie. Just no one around. Melquan Potts does something useful for a change and applies the block. And that will be the ball game, folks. Big day for the defense. Big day for the secondary. Not only did Elisha Wright have 3 interceptions, but Centammuel Cheeseborough came away with a huge one. And what a terrible game for Greg McLean. I did not know he had only completed 3 passes on 13 attempts and an interception. Orland Hamilton was 2 for 2 in his short stint in relief. But Jai Holiday managed another 100-yard game and a touchdown. Parhodi had a pretty decent day. And on defense, Javik O'Neal busy in the secondary and on special teams. Lots of Colliders playing on the other side of the ball, and 4 sacks were recorded by the defense. So 4 sacks, 4 interceptions. Big day for the Colliders defense as they hold the Revolution to 13. Elijah Wright had 3 interceptions and 2 passes defended and a touchdown. What a game for him. Benton Cannon adds 2 field goals, including that one as time nearly expired, to tie it up and send it to overtime, where they almost lost, but thanks to the Cheeseborough interception, they were able to come away with it. So if you liked seeing that exciting finish, like and subscribe. Don't ever miss a Colliders game. It would be foolish not to.